day everyone. So for today's video, we're going to discuss something about the mean and the variance of a discrete random variable. And how are we going to compute for the mean and the variance? Okay? So for us to get the mean of a discrete random variable, this is somewhat uh same with what we have discussed on the previous video on how are we going to get the mean. But in this sense, we are after the probability. Hence, the mean of a discrete random variable somehow connotes the what we so-called expected value. Yes, the mean of a discrete random variable is the expected value of your discrete random variable, to which the mean of the discrete random variable, denoted by mu, is equal to the expected value. Okay, so that's sinabi ko, it's the expected value is equal to the summation of I, where it starts with I, times the probability of your random variable. Okay, so we are after a certain probability. Okay, again, uh, this is just a continuation of the previous video, which is all about the probability distribution, to which we are going to use the probability that we have computed from our probability distribution. Okay, so let us have an example. This is the example that we have a while ago, to which this is the relative frequency. Also talks about the probability. Okay, the probability of each for each random variable, to which our random variable is the grade of the students. Okay, so how are we going to this? The relative frequency, or the probability, actually stands for the probability of x is equal to I. Okay, ayan po yun. Okay, so let us just first convert these percentages into decimal. Okay, so that would be, this would be the probability for each random variable. Okay, so now how are we going to compute for the mean? It says here that we have the summation of I. What is I? Where it starts with I, sabi dyan ganyan. But I here is our random variable, or not random variable, but the possible outcomes that we have on our random variable, to which we talked about the grade. Okay? So, ito po yung tinatawag natin na I. Okay? So, sabi doon is that we have to multiply I, the grade, with that of its corresponding probability. So what we simply have here, I multiplied by the probability, its corresponding probability. Okay? So yan. And yung I na sinasabi natin is our grade. Ito po, yung ating mga possible outcomes, ating random variable. So we have here 85. So we have here 85 multiplied by, so that is multiplied by its probability, which is 0.175. Okay, so we have here 14.85. Okay, and then doing all this to all our possible outcomes on our random variable, we have the following. What do you call that? We have the following products of the outcome with that of their probability. Now, ang gagawin, sabi sa formula, is that we have to get its summation. So, isa-sum up lang po natin yan. So, we have here, we add this all up from this point up to this point, and ang atin pong magiging mean would be, or our expected value for our data is 89. So ito po yung ating magiging expected value. So same with what we are doing with the mean that you have known already. Okay? So that's how we get the mean. Okay? This is the mean of the discrete random variable that we have here. So now, how are we going now to compute for the variance of the discrete random variable? So yung variance po is, again, it is the sum of the differences, the square differences from the mean. Okay, so we are looking for the variance, to which the variance is symbolized by this one, and we have here var x, to which it connotes the variance of a discrete random variable, to which it is equal to expected value minus the mean square. Okay? Sorry, it is times x minus mean square. So, mina-minus po natin, kumukuha po tayo ng differences with that of the mean. To which, if we are going to translate it into the language of probability distribution, we have the summation of I minus mean square, where I starts with I, times its probability. So, paano po yun? So, importante pa rin po yung ating mean. Okay? So, yung mean natin is 89. What we are going to do here is for us to subtract it with our outcome sa ating random variable, possible outcome sa ating random variable, to which sa ating data, yun po yung grades. Alright, so we have here I minus mean square. Okay? So we have here, what is I? The first I is this one. Okay? Ito, minus sa ating mean, which is 89, and then we are to multiply it by itself, or that is just multiplying by itself. All right. So our first I is our first difference, or our first square difference is 16, and then we are to what do you call that? We are to do it with the rest of the data. All right. So kapag sa 86 naman, we have to multiply we have to deduct it with the mean. Hence, we would have the square difference of 9. Okay. And then after that, after getting its the square difference, we are to multiply it with, again, the probability, its corresponding probability. So we have here this one multiplied by its probability. Okay? So we have here this one, the first square difference, multiplied with its probability. Alright, so we have here 2.8, and then we are going to do it with the rest of the value. Alright, so we have here the product, to which ang gagawin lang natin is for us to get the sum. Okay, so the sum would be, so from this point up to this point, so we would have 9. Okay? Hence, our variance would be 9. Okay? So, after getting the variance, we can actually get its standard deviation. Or, in this sense, hindi na po standard deviation yung tawag sa kanya, but the standard error. Alright? So, the standard error would be just the square root of the variance, wherein if we are going to get the root of the variance, which is 9, our standard error would be just 3. Okay? So, yan po yung ating magiging standard error of course, with the knowledge of variance. And that's how we get the mean and the variance of a discrete random variable.